everybody? This your brother Insight, back again with another video for BP 24/7. That's BP 247. Got an interesting topic for y'all that has to do with veganism and, let's say, a sex drive, something like that. Let me get to my point. This is going to be interesting. Now, I know that veganism right now is a trend, and that's cool. Maybe it's not a trend. Maybe it's actually the way people are going now, diet-wise. But either way, it's a good thing because we got years of research showing that, it's just going to make us healthier. So it's a good thing. But I was checking out a doc. Online called Game Changers. And they were talking about the pro athletes and how a lot of athletes nowadays are going vegan and they're seeing increased performance, stamina, and whatnot. And for me, you can look at me, I'm a skinny cat, and I think about veganism, but it's something that, like a lot of people, I've kind of, just had this up and down thought process about, So you can't tell, I am a meat eater. I love meat, but I do just want to feel better, look better, all that stuff. So it's something that I've really been considering and dabbling with over the years, but it's hard. It's hard to get myself, and I know it's hard for a lot of brothers out there to really think about going that route. It seems to be nothing you could say. You tell people that it's going to help you live longer, then they get you answers like, well, we're going to die anyway. I'm going to die one day. You tell them about stamina. You tell them that it's going to help their skin and make them, look better and all of that. And none of those things seem to really touch a nerve with people. Most people do the transformation when like serious trauma hits them, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. But that's normally how it happens. But what they brought up in Game Changers, what was really interesting, one part in there, and I'm going to show a clip. What was real interesting is when they talked about veganism or eating meat-based protein meals and plant-based protein meals.
Okay, I'm going to take you down to the exam room. When I think of a manly man, I think of somebody who has strength, endurance, sexual prowess, and fertility. And in fact, what the scientific studies are showing is that the more meat men eat, the more quickly they lose their manly manhood.
The blood test with the Miami Dolphins measured how a single meal could affect blood flow throughout the entire body. I asked Dr. Spitz if he could conduct an experiment with 3 collegiate athletes, but this time on a more specific part of the male anatomy.
So, here's a model of a penis.
Dr. Spitz is the lead delegate of urology for the American Medical Association. When it comes to the penis, he literally wrote the book.
Now, you're going to be putting this device on yourself. One ring goes on the base of the penis, and the other ring goes on at the tip of the penis, just behind the head of the penis. It knows how tight to squeeze to know when an erection is starting, because when it squeezes, it'll determine, oh, it's now of a larger circumference, something's happening. What we're going to look at is what effect the meal you have has on your erections that night, and you're going to be eating 2 different kinds of meals. For this study, on the first night, we gave the guys burritos that had meat, beef, chicken, pork, but really high-quality meats, grass-fed, organic. On the second night, we gave them very similar burritos, but we swapped out the animal portions for plant-based protein.
It's really good.
I thought this was gonna be nasty, I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't think we were gonna eat a burrito. I thought we were gonna get a salad.
This study is going to take advantage of a natural function that occurs in men when they sleep. Men's bodies create erections, and this occurs throughout the night while the subject is asleep. Once an erection happens, this device can sense it, and a printout is generated of how firm the erection was, how long it lasted, and how many of them there were, to see if we can see a physical effect on erections as a result of what they just ate for dinner. This is where we take a look at the results. So Mason, I'm going to give you your results first. Let you take those out. Okay. The bigger the circumference, the harder the erection. And so you'll notice that that first circle, which is the meat meal, is not as big a circle, it's not as hard an erection as that second circle, the vegan meal. Now let's look at the second sheet. The second sheet is a accumulation of how many erections and for how long you had over the course of the night. So that first stubby graph is really, it's not the size of your penis.
I'm struggling.
It's not the size of your penis. It's how many minutes throughout the night you had erections.
Wow.
Blake, let's take a look at your results.
Oh,
Okay?
no. Hold composure.
And look, again, like Mason, you were more erect after the plant-based diet than the meat-based diet. Okay, how about how often you had erections? Wow. That's almost a 500% difference.
Dang, man. That's crazy.
Blake, you ready for yours?
Really does.
All right, there you go. You had about a 13% change in the hardness of your erections. Okay, let's look at how many or how long you had erections for.
Bro.
Show it, dang it.
Yeah, don't hold out. Oh.
Bro, that's an hour, bro.
So you guys all had a very similar response to the meat meal versus the plant meal.
That's crazy. Yeah, growing up, if I saw some big dude at a restaurant eating a big old steak, and so I'm like, oh, I need to be like that. And then like I see like a guy ordering a salad off the menu, I'm like,
He saw it, right?
yeah, I'm like, oh, that guy,
Yeah,
what
he's
is he
soft.
doing? But really, at the end of the night, the guy eating the big steak is soft, and the other guy is a heart.
Now, you don't want to do it to live longer. You don't want to do it to be healthier. I know that's wild, but yeah, it help you have a better heart on. So if that don't get you, I don't know what will. It kind of hit me. It's something I'm thinking about. This just to add a little tidbit. In the same doc, they talked about soy, and you know how most of us talk about eating soy as, it's going to put estrogen in your body, man. Men basically saying that stuff going to make you feminine. So a lot of people are like anti-soy, because we've been taught that, to get your testosterone levels, to do a diet that keeps you manly is a diet that's full of meat, big juicy steaks and burgers, which was a marketing campaign by the meat industry. There's been evidence for decades, for years, showing that eating a plant-based diet is better for you. You can get the same amount of protein, the same amount of aminos, body don't know the difference. But the meat industry, they gave a push, and, the manly meat burger, eat all you can eat, the big juicy steak, and we fell for it. And come to find out, if you're worried about estrogen, they say you can get more estrogen from drinking cow's milk than you can from eating soy. As a matter of fact, I tried to jot down some notes, and what they said about soy was soy contains not just estrogen or normal estrogen, but a certain type of estrogen called phytoestrogen. And it says that phytoestrogen, it looks like estrogen, but the compounds have the opposite effect of normal estrogen, and they actually block the real estrogen from getting in your body. So it's evidence now saying that the phytoestrogen in soy will actually block that other kind of estrogen that we worried about. So soy may not be the bad thing that we thought it was. Just wanted to throw that tidbit in there. I know this whole diet and vegan thing is really hard. Vegetarian, vegan, whichever route you decide to go, pescatarian, whatever route you decide to go, if you're just trying to eat better, to feel better, to look better, to, whatever your reason is, I say go on and do it. You got a bunch of reasons, but again, this may seem simple, but, we walking around here popping blue pills like Tic Tacs, like gum, when there's evidence now showing that if you just eat a plant-based diet, you'll get harder erections that'll last longer and occur more often. So this is what I'm thinking. This is an experiment that brothers can do, that anybody could do, but I'm talking to my brothers. This is BP 247. So here's an experiment you could do. This is what I'm going to do. Next time you're about to do your thing, one night, or maybe you have it planned out, just do a little experiment, man. See the difference between you getting active after having a meat-based meal and what the difference is like after you getting active, after having a plant-based meal, after cleaning out and having a plant-based meal. So the final statement, just to leave it at that, cutting out the meat and eating more fruits and vegetables increases a male's erection. It will be harder and it will last longer. So now what you gonna do? Again, this is your brother Insight, BP247. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you're down for a little experimentation. Ladies, if you watching this, show this to your man. Let him know, hey, cut back on that meat. You know, we be around here doing damage. That's all I got to say, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Insight. Peace and Black Power.